A growing number of Republican senators have now said that they will not be attending Donald Trump's acceptance speech that is going to take place at the Jacksonville, Florida portion of the Republican National Convention coming up in August. And the reason that they're not going to do this varies from person to person, but so far there's at least 5 Republican senators, Chuck Grassley, Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Lamar Alexander, who say that sorry, but we're just not going to be able to make it. Now, for people like Grassley says, listen, I'm over 80 years old. I am high risk for coronavirus. And this thing down in Florida, we've seen the numbers coming out of Florida. I'm not going there. And that's true. And that's, good on Grassley, because the state of Florida here, we've kind of let ourselves go, really, to be honest, with what's happening with the COVID-19 cases. As we have seen more than 50 or 60,000 in just the last 7 days. We hit over 11,000 just a couple days ago. We're doing very bad, and it's only getting worse. We do not have it under control. Our governor announced just a couple days ago that he doesn't care. We're opening schools in August, which puts my children, everybody's children in the state at risk. My wife is a teacher, so we've got even more risk. Basically, I would be the only member of my family not going into a crowded school every single day. So pretty much a given at that point that somebody's going to end up bringing this thing into my household. And Chuck Grassley wants to avoid that in his household, so he says, I'm not going. Good for you, Grassley. I'm glad you have that choice, because that choice has been taken away from the rest of us actually living in Florida. As for some of the other folks, they've made it clear that it has nothing to do with the coronavirus, has everything to do with who Donald Trump is as a person. Now, that's just the kind of thing they simply cannot under any circumstance condone. They don't want to be a part of it. They don't like the guy. They don't like what he is allegedly doing to their party, which the only thing he's doing to their party is exposing what they have become. Typically they were able to kind of gloss over the people like Trump in the party, but as soon as you put him at the top, well, oh my God, that exposes all of the rot within the Republican Party. And they don't want to be a part of that. And all of this, by the way, is going to hurt Trump's feelings. It doesn't matter what their reasons for skipping the convention are. It could be because of the virus. It could be because we simply hate you. It could be because, oh, shoot, I scheduled a family vacation at that time. I'm sorry I can't come. Trump's going to be pissed. And he's going to make sure that they know he is pissed. Some of them may end up caving. Collins, Murkowski, those kind of seem like the people who are totally willing to cave because they're like, no, I'm not going to this thing. If Trump calls them out one single time, they'll be there. They will be there front row center, not wearing a mask, hugging and shaking hands with as many people as possible just to make sure Trump is happy. But they'll tell their constituents, oh, I hated every minute of it. I didn't want to be there. No, these two are the biggest flip-floppers, the biggest flim-flammers, really, because they're con artists, Murkowski and Collins. They like to portray themselves as, I'm this great moderate, I'm a great independent thinker, nobody tells me what to do. And then Trump yells at them and they're like, oh, sorry, sir, we'll do whatever you need us to do. Don't worry about that. I'm so sorry I fell out of line. They're complete frauds. And that's why, at least in the case of Susan Collins, she is the least popular senator in the United States right now because she stands for nothing. She stands for whatever the people in power tell her to stand for. She is like literally the exact opposite of this great independent moderate thinker. She is whatever people will tell her to be. She's a puppet. That is what she is. So she may end up attending the convention. But my guess is that as the numbers in the state of Florida continue to rise, we're going to see more Republicans say, sorry, but I'm not going to be able to make it. Now, we're going to see some folks that it wouldn't matter if Florida jumped up to 100% infection rate. They're going to go. Matt Gaetz, he'll be at that convention in Jacksonville. And good for him. I want him to go. I want Matt Gaetz to go there and walk around the crowds and mingle with people and, do the normal Matt Gaetz type thing, because that's, I think, what should happen. Along with many other politicians from the state of Florida, Rick Scott, Marco Rubio, our Governor Ron DeSantis. I hope you are all present in Jacksonville as well. But here's the good thing for the Republicans in the Senate, who are already growing a little bit tired of Donald Trump's bigotry, and the ones who see that Trump is actually hurting their re-election chances. You have an out. You have an out right now that you can use to skip this convention, to not have to go there, to not be seen, and of course, to help reduce your risk of catching this virus. Use the virus as the excuse. We know you hate Trump. We know you do. So you could just say, do it diplomatically and say, listen, the numbers are getting bad there in Florida. I can't risk it. Either I'm high risk, make up a relative that doesn't even exist and say, oh, well, they're high risk and I'm going to see them right after the convention. We don't care. Nobody's going to check up on that kind of stuff. All we want is for Donald Trump to be staring at an empty room with nothing but maybe Matt Gaetz out there in the audience clapping wildly, tears rolling down his face because he's so in love with Donald Trump. That's what should happen. That's what Trump deserves. But also, we, the people of the state of Florida, don't deserve to have all of these hundreds or thousands of people come down to our state when we're already suffering so greatly from this pandemic. Give us a break. Give the people of Jacksonville a break. They're the ones who have said, the polls have shown, they don't want you to come there anyway. They may have been okay, with protesting against the mandatory mask order in their city. But when it comes down to it, they do understand that the virus is a threat, that the virus is a risk, and they do have to do some kind of risk mitigation. And the polls show that one of the risk mitigation things they are willing to do, if they're not willing to wear the mask, they're darn sure willing to say, please don't come here for the Republican convention. We don't want you. That is a majority of the people in Jacksonville, by the way, who have said that. Trump doesn't care. He is coming down to Jacksonville. He is going to give his speech. And again, we got a month or so till that happens. And I am betting we are going to see more than just those 5 Republican senators say, sorry, but I can't make it. And again, any Republican senator, Republican politician really out there who wants an out, who doesn't want to go to this giant hate rally, which is what it's going to evolve into, you have the out. Florida is not a safe place to visit right now. This isn't where you want to be. You could very easily catch something here that you could take back with you and start a whole new surge in virus cases wherever you take it back with you. Don't do it. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. Trump's not worth it. Your life, your family members' lives, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, Trump will be pissed, but in a couple of months, based on current polling, his personal feelings towards you aren't going to matter one bit.